Hey everybody, we're back with old Fast Straw. I've got him all finished up, and if you look around, you can see what I've done to him. But he's all finished, carved up. Now I do have I sealed it, and I sealed it with mineral oil, and this is the mineral oil I use right here. I was leery of using it, and I experimented with it, and it really it worked out well for me. But I'll set that down for a moment. But before after I've got it carved, I went in and I washed it down with dishwashing detergent and scrubbed it up and got any dirty marks off of it. And I wanted to, and then I sealed it with then I burnished it and I sanded it and I burnished it. This right here I burnished a little bit. I'm working on this. This is an old stash that had a busted hat on it and some blemishes, but I'm going to finish it anyway. I use a sanding mesh, Abernet sanding mesh, and I come across here and I polish that face up like that. And then I take this. You could take a piece of wood, but this is a deer antler a gentleman gave me in Ashland, Kentucky. But I can take this and burnish that and just really smooth that up. And I really do it all over the carving after I use the sanding mesh. But I wanted to show you that, and it's just something new that I've been doing. And I do a lot more sanding on it, and then use this little deer antler. But then after I get it burnished, then that's when I put the mineral oil on, and I let it sit probably for maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe sometimes 5, and then I'm ready to paint. And this is a result, and I'm ready to paint. And I'm going to start. This is this color scheme that I've got. This hat and coat and boots there are burnt sienna. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up some of that. And Peyton, you can just kind of zoom in on here. I use Americana, folk art, ceramic coat, just any kind of paint that, well, I usually get it on sale, and it's watered down acrylics. And then I'll put it right here, and I'll put like 1, 2, 3 drops of paint, and I'll put this right here. Then I take me a little squeezer, plunger thing, and then I start mixing this up too. And I think I like mine to really be thin, and I'm going to mix it up. You can use any kind of paint brushes you want. I've got all different sizes. This one right here is it happens to be, I think, a number 9. But you want to, when you get that in there, you want to really make sure you got it all stirred up. Okay, let's start painting the top of the hat. I come in and I like to see the grain of the wood, and you can see the burnt sienna going on. I look for a really transparent look. Get this, you want to make sure you get it all covered. Sometimes it looks like you don't have paint on there, but you do. But that's because you want a surface that you can see the wood grain through. And I'm going to put this one coat on right now. And after we finish today's particular painting, If I don't like the color, I mean, if I want it a little darker, I'm going to add a little bit more color to it. It's kind of hard to see with this sunlight coming in through my windows. All right, there's that right there. Now I'm going to turn it upside down and paint the bottom side of the cap, or hat rather. And this mineral oil I use, it spreads real easy. And also with the burnishing that you do, your colors doesn't have a tendency to bleed into another color. Yeah, and to get these big portions here, I use a bigger brush. Let me see here now. You can tell that it's the different color from the wood. Let's go along these edges right here a little bit more. I don't think I did that. I didn't. But now you can see the burnt sienna color. Now this little white area here, that is a blemish in the wood, and this little dark, and that's also a little blemish in the wood. Now let's start painting the jacket. And once again, I'm going to use this burnt sienna. And usually, even with this brush, I can get into small areas that I need to get into. But you want to take your time. You don't want to get in too big a hurry. And what I like about this mineral oil, it really, when you can use all different kinds of colors and it mixes well, even with purples and grays and whites, and blues, they really tend to come out fairly nice. But see, you can still see the grain in there. That's what I'm looking for. And I'll paint down here and get this sleeve going. And I think it's a nice way to finish your carvings. I mean, I used to use boiled linseed oil, and you can still use boiled linseed oil if you want. I've gotten tired of the smell. I think I'm getting allergic to boiled linseed oil, and I had to go to something else besides the boiled linseed oil. And the mineral oil, it's cheaper in price. It's not flammable. There's no odor to it at all. And believe it or not, it's a laxative. And I was leery of doing it and using it, and I started experimenting with it, and I really enjoy using it. It really brings the grain out in the carving. And you got to make sure, when you paint light, you got to make sure you get all your surfaces covered, because you're liable to miss something because you're painting so thin. Now, as you go along, as you add colors, you'll be able to start to tell the difference between the colors. And let's see, I'm gonna just about got this. Can you see that all right, Peyton?
Yep.
All right. And I'll also paint his boots. This burnt sienna. That was what my color scheme showed. And like I said, on this guy in the beginning, I had to recarve him because I sold him in a class there in Branson, Missouri at Peter Engler's Design. And I needed another one, so I just decided to do it on my YouTube. And I'm gonna look at that. Let's see. Yeah, you can tell pretty much where all that is. It's a different color than this right in here. You can notice it takes a different color to it. Now, let's go down and let's paint these boots here. And on this light here, you can get down in your base because that base is going to be a green, kind of a grassy green color. So that green will color up this burnt sienna. Now, when you're after you let this mineral oil somewhat dry, you're gonna touch it, and you're still gonna feel like it's a little oily, and it is. But when you paint it and your paint dries, then it seals it. The paint helps seals that oil in, and it keeps you a nice grain that shows in your wood. And you notice right up in here the grain's still showing. Now let's paint this one here. And like I said, if off camera, if I want just a little bit more color, I'll go ahead and add me another coat, and I'll let you know what I did when I do it. But the paint, it tends to really go on real nice. Now, I've got that on. I've got my boots done, my jacket, and my hat. Now, right here, these little leather pieces on my conchos, I'm gonna paint these in. And I'll probably have to go over these another color because the chaps, they're going to be a yellow orc. And, well, it'll bring the color out a little bit on that. But if you want to speed up the process, you can take you a hairdryer. I got one down behind me here, just to kind of help you get along, so you can add another coat. All right, now, but I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna reach in here and I'm gonna clean my brush, and I'm gonna go to another color, and I think I'm gonna mix the yellow orc right here, and this is a folk art right here, and I usually shake them up. Sometimes you can take the top off, add a little bit of water to keep them from getting dry. All right, let's see. Let's open that up here. And once again, well, got something. There we go. 1, 2. That's the amount of, let's see here. Let me reach in here, paint, and get this. Okay, now I'm going to take my dropper right here. There's 1, 2, 3 drops, and I almost filled this little pan up right here. Then I really mix that up with my paintbrush. And as I'm painting on these shaps here, my burnt sienna is going to probably dry a little bit more. And I may go ahead and put another coat on them. But this is my yellow ochre, and I'm going to start right here and start painting this in like this. All right, bring it down. And this, once again, this paint just really spreads really nice on your piece. So let me get right in here. And I probably will go back across them right there with my paints. And come down the side here. And right here is a little piece that holds the shaps on. And this is a light color, and right in here is going to be a dark color, so it'll override this yellow. So you can really get in here, and if you go over on your pant leg there, not to worry, because you're going to be able to correct it. And when you're doing this, you're just using the very tip end of your brush. And once again, on painting, you got to learn how you use your brushes. You got to fill your brushes up with paint. Then sometimes you can just kind of take some of them out. And then you'll come across here. And then work it up underneath them fingers there. And I'm just about finished with this piece here. And like I said, you have to make sure you get all your carving covered with paint. And that looks like it's going to do the trick. Let's look at it real close here. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's go in here and put us a little red in here. So I'm going to set him down right. Well, let me scoop this over right about here. And I'm going to clean out my brush. This water here is for cleaning brushes. I have one for mixing and one for painting. Okay, I'm going to put that brush down. And now, I'm going to use a barn red for this shirt here. I think that's what I did on the other. But I usually like to shake them up, and if I can hear them, hear it sloshing around in there, I'm pretty much know that it's got enough liquid in it. 1, 2, 3, just about like that. And I'm not the world's best on telling you what parts water, but I can tell you it's mixed really thin. And especially on top of this mineral oil. Even with boiled linseed oil, it's a little lighter. Now, to do that shirt, I'm going to take a little smaller brush, and that's a number 2. And I'll get in here and stir it up. How much time we got there, Peyton?
Got about 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to come in here with my little brush, and I'm going to start right in here and putting this red in. And we'll be at about where I wanted to finish up. We'll put in hair color in the holster next, and that kind of thing. I might paint, like I said, go in and paint another thickness on, or another coat of paint rather. But even on this barn red, you can see the grain through there, like that right there. Now let's rinse this brush out, and I am going to do one. I'm going to put some more burnt sienna on these little leather tassels, just to darken them up right in here. I want them really to show out from the yellow. And I may even make them a little darker than that. Let's do this side here. Yeah, they were just a little too light. I may even, off camera, go in and make them a little darker. But, let me see, let me clean my brush out here. But with that, that's big major colors that we got there. This will be black in here with silver buckles. And then we'll paint the holster black. And we'll put some green on this base here. How much time we got, Peyton? We about out of time?
Got about 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes?
Yep.
Well, I think right there we're going to stop with that. But I do want you to look, and you can see the change in color from the face. You can tell it's being colored, and that's what we want. And I will go off camera and put another coat on these. But look at the grain right in here. See, that's what I like about this mineral oil. It really brings out that grain. So anyway, everybody, with that, I'm glad. Hope you enjoyed what we're doing here, and I hope you enjoyed the carving. And until the next video, we'll see you later. Bye.